Did you ever act like a maniac to save your best friend? Marley and I have been best friends forever. On her 16th birthday, her mom told us she was taking us all on a camping trip out to a desert hot springs. We were excited. On the way out there, I noticed a can of mace and zip ties sticking out of her purse. When I asked her why she had those items, she never answered. I thought that was weird. We drove all the way out to the desert, and I got confused because we passed the exit we were supposed to get off. I asked her where she was going, and she told me to be quiet. That wasn't like her at all. Marley asked her what was going on, and again, she stayed quiet and muttered something we couldn't hear under her breath. We drove up to this huge concrete compound that was way out in the middle of nowhere. Her mom turned to us and said, "Both of you are feeding your inner wolves and are destined for damnation. What I'm about to do will save your souls." Marley and I shared a horrified look. As soon as we entered, two maidens stripped us down and forced us to put on what they called their holy clothing. It was an ugly white dress with a goofy round hat. Their leader, Clive, saw us and glared with disdain. "So these are the two troubled ones? Well, we'll have to remedy that." He locked the door to the compound, and 5 of his maidens escorted us to the center of the room where there were chains drilled into the floor. The chains were surrounded by a circle of candles. They locked our wrists and ankles into the chains. Marley held back tears and I was in shock. Clive held this huge black book, started praying under his breath, and his eyes rolled back into his head. His maidens started splashing muddy water on us, and it kept getting in my eyes. Clive grabbed Marley by her hair and said, "My child, it is the end of times, and your soul is currently destined to be burning in hell's damnation. Only I can be your salvation. Only I can rescue your lost, damaged soul and bring you into my congregation of Panthera." I realized at that moment that Marley's mom had joined some wild desert cult. Marley started crying, not because she had a sinful soul or was repenting, but from fear, and she blamed herself for accidentally bringing me into this madness. I tried to stay positive and smile at her. I said, "I'm good, don't worry about me." Clive smacked me across the face for speaking while he was praying and said, "I need complete silence while I attempt to cleanse her soul. You will not interrupt me again." I was so shocked I wasn't expecting that at all, and now he seriously pissed me off. Before that happened, I was willing to just go along with this crap and say whatever they wanted me to say. But now that he just gave me a bloody lip, it was on. Their dumb chains weren't large enough to fit around my skinny wrists and ankles, so I slipped out of them, grabbed a candle, hissed like a cat, and hurled it at Clive. In my deepest growling voice, I said, "You have summoned Agamemnon the 14th of Satan's den. I am 7th in line to take over the throne of the devil." Obviously, I was totally making this crap up, and they were buying every second of it. I figured I had to go even more extreme than their cult. "I live in this dumb girl's soul, and you will never take her from me." I chucked a few more candles at them and hissed like a feral cat. They were terrified, and Marley's mom fell to her knees, wept, and said, "I always knew that girl was a bad influence on my baby." Clive thought he was doing the Lord's work, and he lunged and attacked me with a barrage of punches. I ducked and slipped away from as many as I could, but he beat me up pretty bad. Then I grabbed the last candle and shoved it into his face, torching his cheek. Smoke seeped off of his bright red face as he screamed, "Bloody hell!" That gave me enough time to free Marley from her chains, and we rushed out of there. We ran to the nearest gas station and called the police. I pressed charges for assault, and they arrested Clive. He tried to say, "You can't arrest me. I am the Holy King of Panthera." The cop said, "That's not a great defense for beating up on a minor, asshole." They shoved him into the back of the squad car, and his maidens cried hysterically. I told Marley's mom, "You need some serious help, you loopy nutbag. And by the way, Marley will be living at my house from now on, or I'll call CPS." The cops looked further into Clive's compound and found several teenage girls chained up in a room. They had been there for years.